До слова запрошую.
Now, Colonel Andriy Lysenko, Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, spokesperson on ATO-related issues. Good afternoon, esteemed colleagues. The information on the events that took place in the ATO area during the last 24 hours. Lugansk section, Stanichna-Lugansky district. Yesterday night, the enemy twice shelled at our positions near the district center. The heavy weaponry was not used, but the audacious actions of the occupants make impossible the decouplement of the forces in this sector. Novodarsky district, between 10 and 12 a.m., the enemy twice was shelling at Ukrainian positions in Krimsky and Novotashkivsky. In other places it was quiet. Popasnyansky district, here the military actions were taking place at night. The militants were shelling at 3 of our checkpoints. One of the shellings was from mortars. In total, during the last 24 hours in Lugansk sector, there were 8 enemies shellings. Donetsk sector, Svetlodarsky Arch. The main actions were taking place after sunset. During 1 hour, the enemy was shelling at our position from CAV and mortars. Gorlivka. Twice the enemy was violating the ceasefire. There was one long shelling in Zaitsev and one brief in Verkhnyatoretska. Avdiivka, here the military actions were taking place in the morning and in the evening. In the second half of the day, the enemy started powerful mortar shelling. They launched almost 30 mines. In total, they were shelling during 4 hours. Also, the occupants violated the ceasefire at the neighboring position, Shakhta-Butovka, Donetsk airport. After the sunset, the militants were firing near Pisky. During the last 24 hours in Donetsk sector, there were 9 military enemies shellings. Mariupolsky sector, Mariinsky district, in the evening, the enemy was shelling at Krasnogorovka, Volnovasky district. It was not quite yesterday, Novotroitska. The main military actions were taking place between 4 and 7 p.m. The enemy was using mortars and armored equipment. Also, the enemy was shelling at 3 other Ukrainian positions in Novomikhailivka, Novogrigorivka and Chermalik. The section of the front line, Pavlopil, Shirokina. Yesterday, the enemy was not using heavy weaponry there. In general, the situation as before is very tense because of the enemy's activity. There are no quiet places at this 20-kilometer section. In total, in Mariupolsky sector, there were 27 enemy shellings, 3 from heavy weaponry. During the last 24 hours, there were no killed Ukrainian servicemen. 2 servicemen were wounded and injured. Now the planned training flights continue. The topic of the training is interaction of tactical aviation with the units of the land forces. All the tasks have been executed successfully. Also, there was a training on psychological preparation. This is important for psychological preparation of the personnel, which is important especially in case of enemy's airstrike. The servicemen of the National Guards of Ukraine had training firing in the area of ATO. All the National Guards demonstrated a high level of excellence near Sumy. The 10-day training of the territorial defense platoon finished. The military were trained in firing, engineering, tactical, specialized, medical, and reconnaissance activities. These activities were led by highly experienced trainers, participants of ATO, at the test field near Mariupol. There were practical training with the units of the self-defense of the city. It was held at the initiative of the NGO and with the support of Mariupol organization. The servicemen were conducting training on firing preparation, tactical medicine, military topography, and mining. The trainers with the experience of participation in military actions were conducting these trainings. The question, Channel 5, please clarify whether were Ukrainian servicemen wounded and injured. One was wounded near Avdiivka, and one serviceman at the position Shafta-Butovka was injured. No other questions? Thank you, Colonel. Thank you. The next briefing on the situation in ATO zone will take place tomorrow at 12:30.